Here we have the Apple iPhone 16 and Apple iPhone 17. In this video, we'll do a speed test between these two phones, focusing on performance. We'll also cover the maximum settings supported in some games, along with AnTuTu, Geekbench, and 3DMark scores. For processors, the iPhone 17 has an A19 Bionic chip, while the iPhone 16 has an A18 Bionic chip. So, this is the iPhone 16, and this is the iPhone 17. Don't get confused, the iPhone 16 is on the right, and the iPhone 17 is on the left. First, let's check some scores. Both phones are connected to the same Wi-Fi. Let's clear all the apps on both phones first. Everything's cleared. Now, let's look at some performance scores. I'm opening the AnTuTu app on both phones at the same time. The iPhone 17 opens it faster. Anyway, let's run the AnTuTu test again and see which one finishes first. The test is running now. On the iPhone 17, it's at 98%, while the iPhone 16 is only at 94%. This is a pretty heavy task, so let's also check the temperature. For the iPhone 17, it's reaching 41.5 degrees on the front. The iPhone 17 has finished the test, but it's still running on the iPhone 16. On the iPhone 16, the temperature is hitting 41.9, almost 42 degrees. At the back, the iPhone 17 is around 42 degrees, while the iPhone 16 is at 42.5 degrees. The iPhone 16 has now finished the test. So, the iPhone 17 completed it faster, and its heating is slightly lower. Looking at the AnTuTu scores, the iPhone 17 scores above 22 lock, while the iPhone 16 is only at 17.5 lock. So, the iPhone 17 is getting better scores and finishing faster. Let's minimize this app and open the next one. We're running the 3DMark test now. Let's open both apps together. The app opening speed is almost the same. We'll start the test on both phones at the same time. The iPhone 17 finishes the 3DMark test faster. Looking at the scores, the iPhone 17 performs better. Its frame rates are also higher, with 12.4 FPS compared to the iPhone 16's 8.6 FPS. So, the iPhone 17 delivers better FPS and scores. Now, let's check the Geekbench scores. We've installed Geekbench 6. The iPhone 16 opens the app faster, but the iPhone 17 has a slight loading delay. Let's start with the CPU benchmark. We'll run the test on both phones together. The iPhone 17 finished first, while the iPhone 16 is still running. For the iPhone 17, the single-core score is 3,441, and the multi-core is 8,765. The iPhone 16's test is done now, with lower scores, 3,195 for single-core and 8,065 for multi-core. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier, both phones run iOS 26. Anyway, the iPhone 17 gets better scores and finishes tests faster. Now, let's do a GPU test. I'm starting both phones together. The iPhone 17 has finished, with a score of 36,922. The iPhone 16 isn't done yet. When it finishes, its score is 2,769. The iPhone 17 clearly has the better score. Now, let's open the rest of the apps and see how they perform. YouTube opens first on the iPhone 16. Instagram opens faster on the iPhone 17. Facebook opens quicker on the iPhone 16. Prime Video opens first on the iPhone 16, while Hotstar opens faster on the iPhone 17. Amazon opens more quickly on the iPhone 17. For Flipkart, it also opens faster on the iPhone 17. Now, let's test some heavy games. These are tougher tasks. First, we'll open the Call of Duty app on both phones together. They open at about the same time. For Call of Duty, the iPhone 16 has max graphic quality and max frame rate. The iPhone 17 also has max graphic quality, but it supports an ultra frame rate. So, the iPhone 17 offers better frame rate support, showing a difference in settings. Now, let's open BGMI on both phones. They launch at roughly the same time. On the iPhone 17, we get HDR graphics and extreme frame rate. The iPhone 16 also has HDR graphics and extreme frame rate. So, BGMI settings are similar, but Call of Duty has better graphics support on the iPhone 17. For Asphalt, it opens faster on the iPhone 16. Now, for the editing app, we're using the VN application. We add the same clip to both phones and export in 4K at 60 FPS. We click export, and you can see the iPhone 17 is almost done, while the iPhone 16 is only at 62 or 63%. The iPhone 17 finishes now, but the iPhone 16 is still at 66%. So, the iPhone 17 is much faster at video exporting. Let's check if these apps stay in memory. Opening YouTube, it's still there. For Instagram, both phones restart the app. Facebook is already open on both. Amazon Prime is retained in memory on both, and Hotstar is also there in memory on both. For Amazon, the iPhone 16 reloads, but the iPhone 17 retains it. Flipkart is retained on the iPhone 17 but reloads on the iPhone 16. For Call of Duty, both phones reload. For BGMI, the iPhone 17 keeps it open, but the iPhone 16 reloads. For AnTuTu, both phones keep it in memory. The 3DMark app is also in memory on both. Geekbench is in memory on both, and so is the VN application. Some apps reload on the iPhone 17, but more apps stay in memory compared to the iPhone 16, even when reopened. So, overall, in this speed test, which one performs better? As expected, it's the iPhone 17. Now you have an idea of the performance difference. For app opening, there's no huge gap, sometimes the iPhone 16 even does better. But the iPhone 17 is slightly faster overall. When it comes to retaining apps in memory, the iPhone 17 is a bit better, it doesn't reload as often. The iPhone 17 also performs better in video editing. For graphics support, BGMI is similar on both, but Call of Duty gets better frame rates on the iPhone 17. One key point, the iPhone 16 doesn't support 90 FPS or 120 FPS in any games, but the iPhone 17, with its 120 Hz refresh rate, supports 90 FPS or 120 FPS in some games. That's a clear advantage for the iPhone 17. Plus, it heats up less than the iPhone 16. So, as expected, the iPhone 17 comes out on top. Hopefully, this video was helpful. Let us know your thoughts.